What is going down, Sourdough Squad? How are we doing today on this beautiful Thursday? Dropping SDS in the chat if you're vibing with your boy. We see you guys in the chat already. Let's go. Gotta love it. I mean, name a better squad than the SDS. We'll be waiting all day, my guy. We will be waiting all day because the SDS is undefeated. Look at the squad popping in. Oh boy. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about today, baby. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. I'm excited to get into it. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Join the SDS because we are, as we say, undefeated. So shout out to SDS. We see you guys coming through. My boy says, thank you for saving me from Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces going up recently. Speaking of Twitter Spaces, shout out all the homies who run in the Twitter Spaces. It's been extremely entertaining. I'll say that. Those Twitter Spaces are extremely entertaining. And we got Adrian Colbert on there today, former 49er, seventh round pick. He was in there talking with us. We were asking him a million questions today. And he was giving a lot of really good insight. So those Twitter Spaces are fun. But hey, take a break. They'll probably be going all day. Come vibe with your boy. But my goodness, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. But I think one of the main points of emphasis for today is, oh boy, Jimmy Watch is still ongoing. Jimmy Watch is still ongoing. What? And obviously, it's been a moving target, right? The whole situation regarding the San Francisco 49ers, regarding, the quarterback movement. Why aren't they making moves? They're not making moves fast enough. They're just letting everything die out. Like, oh, no, like, just be patient. Trust the process. Let's wait for everything to play out, especially in regards to the Deshaun Watson situation. And the reason why it would be beneficial for us just to be patient a little bit is because once one domino falls in regards to Deshaun Watson, we don't know what the ripple effect could and will be. Because as we're seeing, Deshaun could land on the Atlanta Falcons. If he lands on the Atlanta Falcons, that potentially makes Matt Ryan available. You have Baker Mayfield, who requested a trade today. You have so much drama surrounding the Browns and Baker Mayfield, again, stemming from his, eloquently written farewell to Cleveland not too long ago. And as a result, all hell's broken loose, specifically amongst Browns fans. Again, we were talking about Twitter Spaces earlier. The Browns fan base is legit. Anytime they pop open a Twitter space, they're having 3,000 to 4,000 people listening in to the panel and listening to what they're talking about. And if you've hopped into those Brown Twitter spaces led by beat reporters, led by people who cover the team and talk about the team for a living, what they're talking about is what quarterback is going to be that guy for them, if and when Baker Mayfield isn't the quarterback anymore. And who is the person that they keep talking about? And if you pop into those chats, again, these are beat reporters. These are people who are paid to cover the team. They're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, my goodness. It is insanely refreshing to hear a group of people who to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo who haven't been beaten and battered by the situation. So, again, our fan base is insulated in the middle of all this stuff. But when you take a step out, and they recognize what Jimmy is, they're not dummies. They can watch the tape. They see where he struggles. They see where he's successful. But when you start to compare and contrast, you start looking at, well, why is Baker not working? Why is Baker not working in Cleveland? Apparently, he's not an adult. He's still a kid. We literally had Adrian Colbert on the Twitter Spaces, and we had a bunch of people asking him questions. You know, Vish, Jordan, you name it. Croc was in there. We had a bunch of people in there asking AC some questions about Jimmy Garoppolo specifically. And one of the things that we kept asking him is because we talk about it, especially on this channel all the time. We try to quantify what leadership means, what being a quarterback, and why leadership is an intangible trait that no one likes to talk about. And when it's brought up, they just say, oh, who cares? Because there's no stat that you can say, oh, well, he leads in this leadership efficiency rating opposed to these other quarterbacks. No one knows how to talk about that. No one knows how to evaluate that. I'm a person who evaluates football through the human lens. And when I say human lens, leadership, the intangible traits that make these people move, tick, and operate. And with Jimmy Garoppolo, man, based on, again, what AC was saying, AC was just like, this is a leader. This is a guy, when he walks into the room, he has an aura about him. He has this ability that when he speaks, everyone listens. His work ethic, the way he leads by example, the way he checks on his teammates and cares about his teammates, that matters, especially in today's NFL. And I always warn and talk about this when we talk about scouting quarterbacks. When it comes to scouting quarterbacks, you're not scouting just the talent. You have to scout who is that person. Who is that person underneath the helmet? Because that person has to be able to relay a play call to the offensive line, the tight ends, the running back, the fullback, the wide receivers. He has to be able to know exactly what they're doing and be able to make sure they're in the correct formations in the correct spots and know exactly what they're doing. They're going to call hot reads. They're going to call those kinds of things. You got to know what you're doing. You have, again, people poo-poo the notion of being a game manager as a quarterback, but that's half the battle. Half the battle is being able to manage the playbook, manage your huddle, get everyone lined up, ready to go, read the defenses, understand how they're trying to manipulate you, then read the coverage, then throw the football. People only, a lot of people, I should say, like to evaluate once the ball is in their hand, and they don't think of anything else. They don't think of this sport much further than that. And so, again, a lot of people started to get really impatient and starting to freak out. Oh, my goodness, are we going to have to release Jimmy Garoppolo to get under, to essentially be cap compliant by Wednesday at 1? Well, guess what? The cap is a myth. Convince me otherwise. Convince me otherwise. The cap is a myth. It's real, but it is so easily manipulated. Again, the Rams. We just saw the Rams sign Allen Robinson for a lot of money. For a lot of money. I don't believe in the cap. I believe it's a myth. Exactly. The cap is cap. The cap is capping. Like, what are we talking about? So, just like that, they cleared $18 million. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. Oh, my gosh. We're going to release Jimmy. We're not going to get anything. We're freaking out. I was kind of freaking out because the same thing. I don't understand the cap. It doesn't make sense to me. Again, we headed into free agency $9 million over the cap. So but we signed Charvarius Ward, like what, 22 million guaranteed, something like that, 20 million guaranteed. So And I understand this 100%. I want to make that clear. I understand why people are frustrated. I'm a little frustrated because I think we all agree that we just want clarity. We just want clarity on the topic. We want to know who QB1 is, and once we know who QB1 is, we want to vibe, we want to rally, we want to put the Jimmy G era to bed because it has been a pain in everyone's side, whether you're with Jimmy, against Jimmy, or indifferent. Doesn't matter. You're just ready. You know the page is going to turn, and we're just waiting, just patiently waiting for something to happen. But I will, again, try to bring this back full circle. I think there is a market for Jimmy. I think there is a world that exists where Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be a desired quarterback once the dust starts to settle. Because, as we've talked about, it was Jimmy Garoppolo being talked about as the number one quarterback in the market. And Deshaun popped up, and then that's literally taken the entire free agency market and kind of put it on hold a little bit because we've heard there are free agents that want to see where Deshaun is going and then make a decision. So, in regards to the overall conversation, in regards to everything, I understand the frustration that comes along with it. I understand like we're getting impatient, but just be patient. Just be patient. They're going to get something, and they're not going to again, it's bad business. It's such a bad business model to just be like, "Oh, you know what? Rather than waiting to get the highest possible return on investment, we're just going to just we're done with it." That's not how business works. If you see a path forward and you can see how you can get the return on investment, which they want, they invested a second round pick and a lot of money into Jimmy Garoppolo. They want something in return, and they can get something in return. So we just got to see how everything plays out. We got to see how the dominoes fall. They've reported today that Deshaun, should make his decision today. Who knows if it's going to pop off during the stream? That would be legendary if it did. But in regards to Jimmy, man, I think Jimmy's going to get moved. And he is a desirable quarterback because, again, look at the people who are dealing with this storm following Baker Mayfield, the former number one overall pick. That group is like, yeah, bring Jimmy on. We'll take Jimmy. Bring on Jimmy. Bring on Jimmy. Like, yeah, of course. Because who else you bringing? Marcus Mariota? I love the Goda. But Marcus hasn't played in like 5 years. Who else you bringing? Nick Foles? Who is coming to play quarterback in Cleveland that a fan base can feel a glimpse of hope? There's not a lot of options because Deshaun already said, I'm not going to the Browns. Deshaun's not going to the Browns. He took the meeting. He said, I'm not going. Baker requested a trade today. Baker said, I'm not coming back. So, I mean, you tell me. Is Jimmy Garoppolo valuable? Is there value? Can the 49ers sit on Jimmy, just sit back, relax, and watch the market fluctuate? And again, that's another thing. Business is business. Business is business. And as you know, in business, the market fluctuates constantly. One day you could be up. The next day you can be down. The quarterback market is exactly the same. One day you can be up. The next day you can be down. And guess what? Right after that, you could be right back up again. One little shift, one little change, everything else change. And yes, they denied the trade, but how does this work? You had how do you come back from that if you're Baker Mayfield? How do you come back from that? How do you come back from that? If anything, them requesting the trade feels more like leverage, right? Because again, you don't want to show your hands. You don't want to just right off the bat say, "Oh, it is done." Get Baker out of here. They want to again return on investment. The Browns want a return on investment in Baker Mayfield. If they made it seem like they were just done, throw the hands up, done. Who's paying for that? Check. Mike, check. 1, 2. Am I coming in better? Let me know. Let me know. So again, what we're dealing with is we're not dealing with football anymore. We're not dealing with what happens on the field. We're dealing with economics. We're dealing with again, ROI, return on investment. These assets are investments. And if they don't work out, sometimes you have to cut your loss. You have to take your L. That's why you see players get released. That's why you see people just move on. But if you have an asset that has value, even if it's a diminishing asset, you still try to do whatever you can to at least get some kind of return on it. So the Browns are going to try to get a return on Baker. They're going to make it seem like they're not going to trade him. They're going to make it seem like, oh, no big deal. We can deal with our grown man child. It's fine. No. They're going to move Baker, but of course, they can't. The reports that came out really hurt, I think, the perception in the market for Baker. So I'm sure now teams are waiting for them to release Baker. They're waiting. They're just waiting because we're hearing also some of the reports to come out is that Baker wants to play for the Colts. Okay. Well, we want to send Jimmy to the Colts. We want to send Jimmy to the Colts. So, and I feel Travis on this one. Rams stay making moves. 49ers love to sit and watch. Yo, I really think the Jimmy G thing is really holding them up for making any moves. Think about, I think that is really holding them up. That's 25 million against the cap. Again, you don't know if they're going to be acquiring another player. You don't know if it's going to be just picks. And again, I think they're just kind of sitting back. The positive side to all this is the 49ers have talent. So it is frustrating. It is. It's frustrating, to watch your division rival, who, again, we've owned for 3 years, and the one game we lose to them, turns out they head on to the Super Bowl and they win it. So, yeah, that's not fun. And when we look across, or look down south, we're like, oh, boy, that's not good. Because, this is kind of what the vibe is right now. I know from a perception standpoint, this is how fans are feeling. Would you guys agree? Did I capture the feeling when we saw the report that Allen Robinson was going to the Rams? Did I capture it well in my meme? Let me know. Let me know if the meme skills are still kicking. Because this is how I envision the fan base reacting when they see the tweet that Allen Robinson had signed to the Rams. And there you did get a bunch of people. You did get a bunch of people who said, "Oh, Allen Robinson, he's washed. He's washed. Oh, he's a bum. He's no good." Watch the tape. Watch the tape, my guy. Watch the tape. And again, if you watch the tape, you can see the literal like dysfunction on the field from the locker room, from the mismanagement of that front office and coaching staff. That's what Allen Robinson was last year. That's what he was. He was mismanaged. Doesn't mean he's washed. Doesn't mean he's no good. Just means he was mismanaged 100%. So that's a good deal. Again, I hate it. Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson? What are we doing, dog? Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson getting passes thrown to him from Matthew Stafford. You're going to have a healthy Robert Woods. You have Van Jefferson as your number 4 wide receiver. Don't tell me this is a bad move. And don't tell me there isn't a shred, at least a shred of, oh, that sucks. Because it does suck. OBJ was good, but I think Allen Robinson, his skill set combined with Cooper Kupp and what A-Rob can do with a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, thank goodness we signed Charvarius Ward. Thank goodness, because I would be a lot more upset about this move if the 49ers are chilling right now with Emmanuel Mosley and Ambry Thomas. Thank goodness they went out and got a big-bodied, physical dog at the cornerback position. Why does that matter? Because Charvarius Ward matches up very well with the archetype of wide receiver like Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp. So, there's a little bit of concern. There's a little bit. You don't have to be like over the top with it. And I know it's a meme, so it's always going to be over the top. It's always going to be over the top. But it is something to monitor, something to watch. Keith Murphy says Colts will now wait to see if Matt Ryan is going to be available. So no way they go after Jimmy right now. And that's the thing. Everyone is waiting. It's not just the 49ers. It is not just the 49ers being incompetent because they are, trying to squeeze. And it could be. It could be. But, and I want to make this clear. I'm not disrespecting E-Man. I think E-Man is cornerback 1. I think he's legitimately taken for granted. I don't think people give Emmanuel Mosley the proper flowers that he deserves. I think his length at the cornerback position and his smarts and his anticipation. Again, dude, I think it was 74 targets in the red zone. Dude didn't give up a touchdown. Emmanuel Mosley, there's not one drop of Emmanuel Mosley disrespect coming from me. So I just want to make that crystal clear. E-Man is legit. Probably say he's underpaid. E-Man's a dog. So just want to clear that up in case it came off that way, because that's not the case. I'm just saying you now have 2 dogs on the Rams wide receiver, or you have 4 essentially. And you had E-Man and Ambry. That's not, I don't sleep well at night thinking about that. This just came out regarding, so again, this has an impact on Jimmy Garoppolo. They are saying, Browns would grant, Browns could grant Baker's trade request if They find a replacement quarterback. Okay, enters Jimmy Garoppolo. Uh, League source believes Baker Mayfield's trade value is a second or conditional third that can become a second. Sounds very similar to Jimmy Garoppolo. Sounds very similar to what the 49ers looking for Jimmy Garoppolo. And again, going back to the conversation about the beat reporters, about all these Brown fans who talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, they would rather have, maybe not rather, but if they needed someone to come in who's kind of be the kind of polar opposite of Baker Mayfield, here comes Jimmy Garoppolo. So we're going to find out, man. I'm not as worried as everyone else is, but it's a little concerning. I think again, we just want clarity. We want to know. We want to know what's going on. Cash the God says Rams said they're not losing to us ever again. Oh man. Cash, you right though. You right. And I feel like we're stuck. I feel like we're stuck. Again, let's do this. And this is always a very, very interesting question. This is always a very interesting question. And just so you guys know, thank you. I saw the super chat. Oh. Perfect timing, actually. Bailey. Shout out Bailey, bro. Bailey's been dropping super chats. Shout out Cash to God, always showing love. Appreciate all you guys who send your homies super chats. I really do appreciate that. So I just want to shout you guys out. Bailey says the Rams going to sign Teron Armstead or La'el Collins. Just watch. That would be terrifying. If they got either one of those guys, that would just be a terrible situation. And I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. God, I hope that's not the case. So I want La'el Collins bad. Like, if the 49ers could figure out how to get that done, oh, baby. Oh, baby. That would be epic. And so this is how, but again, it feels like we're in a holding pattern. Doesn't feel like we're going to be able to move or add someone of that caliber, simply for the fact that La'el Collins is going to have a market. He's going to get paid by someone. He's too good of an offensive lineman to not be paid. So I imagine he's going to get the bag somewhere. Unfortunately, I think the 49ers would give him the bag, but we can't give him the bag because we're sitting on Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh man. But if it were up to me, out of any free agent that was available right now, I am taking all my available funds and I'm dumping it into La'el Collins. This man, if you put, I'm telling you, if you put La'el Collins at left guard next to Trent Williams, hey, we love Laken Tomlinson, baby. Like, Laken Tomlinson's a GOAT, forever 49er. Even though he's going to be over there with the Jets, I'm always going to think of Laken as a Niner. He's always going to be a guy. He's always showed love to me. I got nothing but respect for Laken and his ability. But you put in La'el Collins next to Trent Williams, it's an immediate upgrade. And again, that's no disrespect. No disrespect. He is like immediate upgrade. I would kind of even look at it like, when the 49ers went from Joe Staley to Trent Williams. I remember it like yesterday. I was on a live on Instagram. The trade just went down. And we get some players, former players hopping into the live. And when we made the move, I was like, hey guys, I think we just upgraded. Like, I don't know how we did it. I don't know how you upgrade from Joe Staley. Like, how do you do that? Joe Staley was like franchise left tackle, super, super good. How do you upgrade from that? The 49ers did it. They upgraded instantly with Trent Williams because Trent Williams is a unicorn. He's different. He's just kind of that upper echelon in regards to big bodies that can move. La'el Collins is kind of like that. He's not to that level of Trent Williams, but if you're comparing him to Lakin, I mean, it's an upgrade from that standpoint. I can't speak to any of his injury concerns or past and previous injuries, but when you just look at the traits, you look at the tape, you see what he can do. Dude can move, and he is mean, and he can hit. And those two next to each other, it's a wrap. So that's who I would be going after. I would be like, all right, we have a hole at left tackle. We don't know if Daniel Brunskill will stick around because he was tendered at the first right of refusal. And if another team comes on over, offers him a $3, $4, $5 million contract, I think that's enough for another team to get Brunskill, where the 49ers aren't going to match that contract, and they're just going to take the draft pick compensation that comes along with it. So you could theoretically, put La'el at left. You could put Aaron Banks at right. And then all of a sudden, that offensive line, again, hoping that Alex Mack is sitting there in the middle, feeling a little bit better. You're feeling a little bit better. But we'll see, man. If they could somehow get their hands on La'el Collins, baby, that would be fire. That would be flag. So hopefully that's something that could happen. But again, we're waiting, babe. We're waiting. It's the waiting game. We got to see what happens. Again, this is where we are. It is Jimmy Watch. I need a Jimmy Watch sounder. I need like a ticker or something. Like doo-doo-doo. Anytime there's like quarterback news, I need like a doo-doo-doo or something, because it's always going to be like, oh, how does this affect Jimmy Garoppolo? How does this affect Jimmy Garoppolo's value? Coming in at 5 p.m., we are going to talk about how Jimmy Garoppolo's trade impact or trade value has been impacted by Baker Mayfield, coming on at 5. Like, I need something like that. I need to pick up the production value. Bailey says, so if we do sign Collins, do we replace McGlinchey, or do we flex McGlinchey inside and put La'el Collins at right tackle? Again, I really do. La'el was someone that I really liked coming out of LSU. He was someone that I really liked coming out of LSU. Scouted him heavily. He was one of the top prospects coming out. He had some crazy off-field allegations pop up right before the draft, caused him to have a crazy slide. Dallas picks him up, and he becomes one of the better offensive linemen in the NFL. So this is what is cool about Collins. He can play right tackle, and he can be like extremely effective from the tackle position, but he can also play guard and be extremely impactful from the guard position. And what makes La'el a really cool addition, if it were to happen, is that it kind of covers multiple holes. If McGlinchey takes some time getting back, getting up to speed, Collins could shift over to the right. You could have Colton McKivitz step in. So like there's ways to go about it. But why I like Collins is you could literally, like I talk about it all the time. Like, you don't shift tackles into guard. You don't take guards and kick them into tackle, or it's mostly you don't take guards and centers and kick them out to tackle. Tackles are typically more athletic, so they have a little bit easier time kicking inside. But with, like I said, Lyle, he can play across the board and not lose his effectiveness. So that's, I think, another reason why he becomes potentially a valuable target for the 49ers, because if you can add a guy like that, especially with the holes that we have on the offensive line, like, he could potentially fit multiple spots depending on how it really breaks down. So that's what I would love to have it. Like, out of anyone right now, we saw some crazy moves. We saw the edge rusher from the Rams, Von Miller, sign $100 million contract with the Bills. We saw Chandler Jones yesterday sign with the Raiders. Um, there's a lot of good, and there's still really good quality free agents out there. But this is the guy I want. And this is a great question because we can't get this guy, or we can't even probably like make a move. We could probably have preliminary conversations. We can kick the tires. We can, say, hey, we're interested and get in on the bidding. But right now, I would say no, we can't. But I'm not a cap expert. I guarantee you they probably got 3 or 4 restructures and or extensions that they're still sitting on in their back pocket, so that if they needed to, they could extend Jimmy Ward really quickly, kick some money down the line. They could extend someone else. They could. We know how this works. They could somehow magically snap their fingers and have an additional 10 million in cap space, and maybe that works. But I would say right now it feels like they can't. But they were negative, 9 million over the cap, and they signed Charvarius Ward. So hey, who knows? But that would be someone that I would like to see. Kind of circling back to the quarterback conversation. Oh, did I miss this? Did I miss someone saying they appreciate me and they sent me a super chat and I missed it? I apologize. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you, Jimmy Page. I appreciate you. I think I completely missed this. I'm glad I went back and I found it. I appreciate all the SDS. I appreciate all the SDS. You guys keep the vibes on point. Wouldn't be able to do this without all you guys. I think it was 420 who asked the question. I want to pull it up. I want to give him his credit because I think it will be an interesting topic, and it will be our first polling of the chat today. So we're going to poll the chat. We're going to see what the chat's vibing off of. If you haven't hit that like button, smash it. Break it. Word on the streets is that if you hit the like button, it explodes with bread emojis. Shout out JC. So smash that like button if you haven't already. I want to find that comment from 420 because I think it's going to be it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be interesting if I can find it. I feel like I'm almost there, but I might have missed it. I might have missed it. I'm trying to find it. 420. I know it was you. All right, let's do it anyways. I'll keep looking for it. But we are going to the chat for the first time today. We want to know what you guys think, what you guys feel. Again, back to the quarterback conversation at hand. This was, I think, an original question posed by 420. I thought it was a good one. I just can't find it. He had mentioned, so drop it in the chat, who you think is the better quarterback right now. Who is the better quarterback right now? Jimmy Garoppolo or Baker Mayfield? Drop it in the chat. Who do you think is the better quarterback on the field, off the field, all of it? The whole package. Not just talent, not just off field, both. both on field, off field, the full package. Who is the better quarterback right now? Is it Jimmy Garoppolo or is it Baker Mayfield? Drop it in the chat. Once you drop it in the chat, smash that like button because I want to see. We're doing a social experiment here. We're doing a social experiment here. No wrong answers either. No wrong answers. No wrong answers. All right, so let's start pulling some answers up. Right off the bat, Jimmy better than Baker. Forgetful says Jimmy is better than Baker. Gold Rush says Jimmy G is better than Baker. Jay says Jimmy. Ali says Jimmy. Russell says Jimmy. Oh, we got our first Baker from good old Randy. Dan's calling it JG. Corey, JG. 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 Oh, we got a Baker. We got a Baker. Oh, we got clearly Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo. Hendricks is calling it a wash. He's saying they're about the same. They're about the same. Oh, shoot. Oh, wait. You can't do that to me, George. You can't do that to me, George. George is going to give me a damn heart attack. You can't do that to me, George. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you why I just almost had a heart attack. Now's not the time, George. But I think he's talking about, man, look, seeing that seeing that tweet from George Kittle now with no context gave me a minor heart attack, and thankfully he just clarified it. I'll show you why I just had like a minor heart attack. George posted this. He says, it's fine. I was like, oh, what's fine? What's fine? But yeah, Iowa took the L. It scared the hell out of me. I was like, oh God, what just happened? Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you guys. He scared me. He scared me first. He scared me first. All right, we're back to it. So again, you're just hopping in. We asked the question, is Jimmy Garoppolo better than Baker Mayfield, or is Baker Mayfield better than Jimmy? Drop it in the chat, Jimmy or Baker. So far, it is a resounding Jimmy. And I know this is coming from people who are ready to get Jimmy out the door. So again, why we talk about being patient, why we just say let everything play out. Who knows? We could potentially get more for Jimmy Garoppolo than Baker. We will see. But you can see based on how 49er fans feel, and again, a fan base that has not been kind to Jimmy Garoppolo, are seeing it as Jimmy is actually the better quarterback. So again, I would imagine people who are in the know Jimmy, know, again, the things that make him special, the intangible qualities. Again, you can argue he has elite short to intermediate game when he sees the underneath linebacker. You could, like, his release is beautiful. It's so tight. It's so quick. It is. He has a great release. And I felt like he even tightened it up as the season progressed. Towards the end there, when he was letting it rip, he was getting that ball out fast. Whew. He can rip it in between two linebackers when he reads its zone coverage. He understands the zones. he can rip it in there. He can't maybe, spread it and spray the ball all over the field with effective nature. But again, if no one wants to play with you and your coach doesn't like you, hey, who knows? J-Trans says 51-49. I imagine that's in the realm of believing in Baker. But yeah, so that's kind of the situation. Jimmy Page says give Baker Debo and he will have the stats too. I don't think I'm not necessarily comparing stats. I don't think stats tells the picture in this conversation. I think there's too much nuance to this quarterback conversation to rely on stats at all. I don't think that's part of it. So, because we can talk about, Jimmy's got a lot of yak guys. He's got a lot of guys, but that's kind of what the design of the offense, run the football, play action, based on scheming guys open, leaks, all that kind of stuff. It's scheme based. But like you can see, a lot of people in the chat feeling like it's Jimmy. Feeling like it's Jimmy. All right. Anyways. Yo, Justin. Deshaun's definitely taking his time. You might got to twist up too. I'm just saying. Deshaun is taking his time. All right. So let's talk about some other things. Of course, we had some more movement yesterday. I haven't talked to you guys since yesterday. So let's talk about some of these other things. Oh, Bailey's got something. Bailey says, imagine if Trey develops a Jimmy release. Oh, boy. If Trey could slim like 0.5 seconds off that release, which is a lot, that's probably too much. Maybe like 0.2. I mean, Trey's got a cannon, bro. I forget. I think who pointed this out to me too. If you go watch Aaron Rodgers at Cal, is Jordan Elliott splash cousin, the genius. He pointed it out to me. He was like, man, go back and watch Aaron Rodgers at Cal. Go back and watch his technique as a thrower. Go watch how bad it was. Go watch how high his elbows were and how he's just holding the ball and his like over the top motion. He's like, just go watch it. And I went and watched it. I was like, oh my God. It doesn't even look like the same person. Like the total transformation in Aaron Rodgers' technique is insane. So it was a really good point where he was like, just look at A-Rod, look at Rodgers at Cal, and then now look at him in the NFL. His throwing motion is completely different. It's completely more compact. So just because Trey's throwing motion is long and big now doesn't mean over a couple years of continued training, he could probably really compact that thing. He's already got the arm strength. So if you can match up the arm speed with the arm strength, then he's going to be a problem. He's already probably going to be a problem if they let him get on the field. But Tedford insisted on that throwing motion for Rodgers. Tedford. Good old Tedford. My goodness. Hey, but I can't slam Tedford too bad. The Cal hasn't done nothing since Tedford left. So I'm a Pac-12 fan now. Harris says 122 likes. Let's get it up to 150. I agree. 300 watching. We could get it to 150. Smash that like button. Vibe. This is a good one. Do we think that this is a potential landing spot? Do we think Baker could find his way up north in Seattle? He could. He could find his way up north. He could. Be interesting. Brian says, I hope so. Like, yeah, we'll play against Baker. Oh, God. Could you imagine Bosa? Oh, I hope so, too. I completely forgot. I hope so, too. The Bosa Baker dynamic. You guys remember that? They hate each other. Remember Bosa, Ohio State, Baker Mayfield, Oklahoma. You had Baker Mayfield planting the flag at Ohio State. Then you come back and 2019, Browns come to SF. 49ers wax Baker Mayfield and the Browns. You had Bosa collect like 2 or 3 sacks on Baker Mayfield, and you got the flag plant. Boom. One of the dopest things Bosa has ever done. The flag plant on Baker's head. So you know what? I would pay money to watch Bosa hunt Baker Mayfield twice a year. That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. So I'm with you there. I actually hope so too. That would be worth the price of admission for sure. That would be fun. That would be some good stuff. Let's talk about some of the other moves that were made yesterday. How we feeling? How we feeling about Mostert, huh? How we feeling about the homie? How you guys feel? Obviously, to recap, Raheem Mostert signs a 1-year deal with Mike McDaniel in South Beach. What do we think? Are we upset? We sad? We understand? It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. You're gonna find someone else. I think it's absolutely bittersweet. We were really looking forward to utilizing the Eminem name, getting Mitchell and Mostert, the 1-2 punch, perfect timing. We didn't even get to use Eminem. Now the 49ers have to draft someone with the M name just to make us feel better. Is there anyone out there who has an M name that I can think of in the draft? Melvin Gordon. I mentioned Melvin Gordon before. I don't think people like that one too much. But yeah, I could see it hurt. I think fans when we see a player. So I'll talk about it from my perspective. Don't tease me. Don't tease me. I think, and I'll speak about this from a fan perspective, and my perspective and how why I champion underdogs. I appreciate these guys who have been grinding and grinding and grinding out the mud for years. Like Raheem Mostert's story, to get cut 6-7 times and then work his way into the starting lineup. He was behind Matt Breida. He was behind Tevin Coleman, to be able to work his way as a special teams role player into the starting lineup, to then dismantle the freaking Green Bay Packers in the 2019 NFC Championship game goes crazy. I think he still owns the record for most rushing yards in an NFL playoff game. I love it, man. I love those stories. I love success stories. I love stories like Daniel Brunskill coming from the AAF. Coming from the AAF and making his way up, getting the starting role. Again, it might not be perfect, but I love the story. I love rooting for those types of players. So I'm bummed out from it. Again, most are huge supporter of my page. Again, we had Mostert. We were live at the senior or at the combine. I was live at the combine. We were watching offensive linemen. I was live on Instagram. Raheem Mostert pops into Instagram. It's like, who are we watching today? and he's done that before. There have been in years past, I've been scouting guys, and he'd just pop in and talk about like, who are we watching today? Like, Raheem's a real one, man. He's just genuine. He's a good person. He earned it out the mud, and I got to tip my cap to these guys. I got to show them love. I got to show them respect, because at the end of the day, these guys are humans just like us. He's got kids. He's got a family. So bittersweet. He's on to Miami. I understand the move. I think you could theoretically get younger at the position. You could bring in someone who could give, potentially similar amount of production. I just love the way this man rose to becoming a captain for the 49ers. I love that about him. So it is what it is. We lost the guy, but it's okay. Cole said, if Miami wins the Super Bowl, it counts for us too. 100%. I made a joke about it today on Twitter. I said I'm now officially declaring my fandom of the San Francisco Dolphins. So yes, I agree. If they win, we win, sort of. I mean, technically, if they win, we're not winning, because that means we're at home and we're on the couch, which theoretically isn't a good thing. But I'd have some fun with it. Of course, I made a meme about it. I said today I'd like to announce that I will be a fan of the San Francisco Dolphins in 2022. They're taking everybody. They're taking everybody. It's okay. It's okay. I seen a Pasquini somewhere in the chat. Oh, look at the Pasquini. Shout out the legend of the sprint right option. Appreciate you, boy. Appreciate the homie Pasquini. Legend. Beard gang through the roof. Beard gang stonks, baby. Love Pasquini, baby. Make sure you follow this man. Make sure you tap in with the Sprint Right Option podcast. There we go. Tongue twister. Not really. Shout out Pasquini. All right, what else we want to talk about? Let's talk about some other moves. What other stuff did we get going? We signed. We made a move yesterday. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this. The 49ers signed. 49ers signed Hassan Ridgeway. This reminded me of the Zach Kerr signing that we made last year. Zach Kerr didn't pan out. But he looks a little bit different. This dude looks like he's very stout in regards to power from the interior. And we know that they're letting Kentavious Street head to free agency. Well, that's kind of what he feels like. When we think of Kentavious Street and his role in the offense in the rotation, I would imagine that's about where we would look at Hassan Ridgeway fitting in. He's a 6-year veteran. He's kind of, he's one of these guys who's going to top out about 20 tackles a year, maybe 1 or 2 sacks. He's not going to be a guy that is going to, theoretically, he could, but trying to project out, he seems like he's just going to be a rotation guy. He's going to be a guy who's going to rotate in there with Mo Hurst, Kevin Givens, Javon Kinlaw, and whichever other interior defensive lineman that they're going to throw. So he, like I said, he seems very built for that, nose tackle kind of role. He's not going to be twitched up like DJ Jones is, but I think he has pretty comparable strength. I don't think he's going to be as quick as DJ, but he can, like I said, I just see him as a role player. I see him as a guy who's going to rotate in on base downs. I don't see him as a, situational pass rusher from the interior. And we've seen how Kursorek kind of attacks that. He'll take defensive ends and he will put them on the interior in pass rushing situations. So I actually don't see a world that exists where Ridgeway is really in a lot of pass rushing situations. I see, again, more of a base down player, a guy who's probably going to help in the run game, help spell Javon, help spell Givens. He's just going to be one of those type of rotational guys. But again, those kind of guys can have an impact. And we want those kinds of the wave of fresh bodies to throw at them. And again, we lost DJ Jones. Again, we brought in Zach Kerr, very comparable signing last year. We're not retaining Contavious Street. So it makes sense from that regard on a cheap signing that you can get a guy that can play a role that guys have already had on the roster. So again, it's not a splashy move, but it's a move nonetheless. Let's see, what else haven't we talked about? Oh, that's right. Big Tom Compton is no longer. Tom Compton is now a Bronco. So they opted to let Tom Compton walk. The Broncos only signed him to a 1-year deal. I don't think it was anything that was like, I think it was just a decision that the 49ers made not to retain him, which I think if you could have retained Tom Compton on a 1-year deal at a very fair rate, I would have done it. I would have welcomed Compton back, especially with, some of the questions that are out there with Mike McGlinchey. I would have done it, but also at the same time, oh, dang it. I'm seeing Mostert down in Miami, breaking my heart. But I would have done it. But I still think that becomes a situation that the 49ers still need to fill. They're going to need to fill that backup, these backup depth pieces. Colton McKivitz is back, which I tweeted it out yesterday. It feels like the Colton McKivitz signing is becoming a more and more impactful, return player than I was anticipating. The 49ers have already lost Lincoln. They have lost Tom Compton. Mike McGlinchey's recovering from severe injury. Daniel Brunskill was tendered at a first right of refusal, meaning, to me that feels like if another team comes, gives them a remotely, I just feel like if a team comes for Brunskill and they offer him an offer sheet, doesn't matter how much it is, I think the 49ers are going to let it go. That's the sense that I get. I don't have any information on that. That's just the sense that I get. Um, but if Brunskill returns, that's big in the sense of we get a starting caliber guy who's familiarity in the system, can play multiple positions, can be a swing tackle, can play guard, can play center. So again, I think having Brunskill back would be nice to have. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But with how everything's playing out and us going into this free agency period, talking about the offensive line being one of the biggest points of emphasis, not understanding and knowing what was going to go down. Again, you can still theorize, if you want to put your tinfoil hat on, that Alex Mack can still retire on us. Um, Alex Mack can still, when it's all said and done, hang it up because they still haven't officially said he's being back. So again, I think them not saying he's officially back is almost just as impactful as them saying he's retired. Because at least in the sense of, we talk about wording all the time. The wording that they used with Mac was not definitive in regards to he will be back. Oh, we feel good about his return. We feel like, he's going to come back. We have reference. The 49ers have sat on retirements before, and they've sat on them in order to be able to gain leverage in trade talks, to not tip their hands. So again, I'm not out of the weeds on Alex Mack yet, but again, that makes the offensive line look immensely different. And we're already losing the depth pieces. We signed Jake Brendel to a 1-year deal, but again, I think he was the backup last year. But again, I still think you draft a center and relatively high, maybe third round, second round, to come in and potentially have to start in year one. So again, the offensive line, man, is going to be a moving target. The offensive line is going to be a moving target. Alex Mack made it abundantly clear that he wanted to play with Jimmy Garoppolo last year. He went on the radio and said, "Oh, my quarterback's Jimmy." I was like, "Oh shit, damn." So we'll see, man. We shall see. Again, and as you would imagine, right? Alex Mack heading into what, year 13, year 14. You have a rookie who is very polarizing already. Does he want to go through that? He doesn't have Lakin. What's going on with McGlinch? Who knows, bro? So the offensive line is going to be something that is going to be wild to monitor. I don't think we're out the weeds yet with the offensive line. Again, we're watching everyone kind of depart. Hopefully we'll add. But everything's kind of on hold and feels like it's on hold because of good old Deshaun. Because of this man right here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Today, the 49ers announced Oren Burks. He seems like a super cool person. He seems like, and yes, you're 100% right on this particular comment. Before I hop over, if Mac retires, that's a huge signal. And again, I'm not trying to get anyone freaked out or like whatever. It's just, something that I'm watching. If you go back and you watch the I Am Athlete intro about how Chad Johnson says Trent Williams wants to play for a contender. Now, I don't think it's anything. But do they consider themselves to be a contender with pretty much Trent. We can only bank on Trent Williams on the offensive line is going to be back. That's it. We can bank on. Oh, there it is. Deshaun Watson is expected to be traded to the Falcons. Oh boy. Oh boy. Deshaun Watson is expected to be traded to the Falcons per can't guard Jake. So this is what can't guard Jake says. He says Deshaun Watson is expected to waive his no trade clause and join the Atlanta Falcons. Per source, the trade should be announced within the next few hours. So there we go. A domino could be falling. A domino could be falling. Let's find out. So this was from, it appears to be a bit of an independent. So what I imagine is happening right now is Schefter and all the major reporters are calling their sources right now to confirm the story. They aren't going to just take someone's word for it. They're going to check in with their people first. So I'll pull up the tweet though so we can see it. He's got a check mark. He's got it all. It looks like he owns his own, either rights or owns for an independent site that covers, or affiliated site that covers. Let me pull it up. Sports Talk ATL Jake. All right, so we haven't seen anything from Shefty. We haven't seen anything from Ian. We're kind of waiting on that, but this is what we got. This is what we got right now. This is what we got right now. And almost on cue, Dan Orlovsky tweets, the disaster situation for the Browns would be Watson to ATL, Matt Ryan to Indy. Because now, this is why we said be patient. If this happens, now the 49ers are the one that have the desirable quarterback. Now it's the Browns that have the quarterback that no one wants. Again, why we're patient, why we wait. Again, if this is true, if it is true, it's wild. Absolutely wild. So we'll see. We'll see if it's true. Again, we're waiting for someone to confirm it. No one has confirmed it yet. No one has confirmed it yet. Still waiting. So Schefter just tweeted now, but it's not what we thought. Eli Apple going back to Cincinnati on a 4-year deal. Eli Apple going back to Cincy on a 4-year deal. So what do we think? Let's hear from the chat. If this is true, and Deshaun Watson does become an Atlanta Falcon, again, it has not been confirmed by any reputable insiders yet. But let's say it is confirmed. How do you feel? How do you feel? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. How are we feeling? How are we feeling about that? We feeling good? We feeling great? I don't know. What's the timeline talking about? Oh, live look at Eli Apple signing his contract. Yeah. Oh, I never even saw this from Eric. What's the timeline talking about? Still, again, no official. Kosh says, I really hope that we don't wait out Matt Ryan and Baker Mayfield's market for Jimmy Garoppolo to be moved. Oh boy. Oh boy. Again, still waiting. That means it's not been confirmed. It's not been confirmed. What they're doing, the main reporters and journalists, what they are doing is they are confirming. Just announced right now, the 49ers have announced that they have signed Charvarius Ward to a 3-year deal. So we have officially inked our prized free agency cornerback. Charvarius Ward has been signed. Yeah, so this is the thing. This is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for some of the reputable sources to come out and say what's actually happening. Still waiting. Oh, this in from Jeremy Fowler. Jeremy Fowler is reporting that, where is it? Now that La'el Collins will be a free agent, the Patriots and Dolphins are 2 teams to watch. Of course, Mike. Of course, Mike McDaniel. I'm gonna become a Miami fan. If they land Collins, bro, Miami's gonna be beastly. I'm so happy for Mike, but I'm so sad at the same time. I'm so happy, but I'm so sad at the same time. Damn it. Also, to I guess I should, whatever. I'm just gonna post it since I have nothing else to post. Charvarius Ward, he will be available to the media in about 25 minutes. So probably what we're gonna do is we're gonna ride out the live up until the press conference with Charvarius, and then we'll hop on over. But it does feel like we could have movement at any second. We're waiting for the official word on Deshaun Watson. We are waiting for the official word on Deshaun Watson. So, again, we had a report come out. We'll see. If you want to watch the press conference, they show it on YouTube. So it was nice to be back. It was nice to be back in the YouTube earlier today. Not a lot of people in there for Oren. They only asked Oren like 4 questions. It's kind of sad, to be honest. I wish they asked him more questions. I don't know why. It is what it is, man. But Ward will be up today. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So, still waiting for official word. We got no official word yet, baby. So until we get per Schefter, per Ian, it's per sauces right now. Right now, what we're dealing with is trust me, bro, which trust me, bro, can be correct. It can. But I totally understand waiting until we hear from an actual credible source that we know of and knows that they will only put this out if it is correct. They're not going to put this out if there's any slight chance that it doesn't happen. So we're waiting still. Again, this has been out now for at least a solid 10 minutes. And which again, if it was correct and all these guys had this information, it would be hitting Twitter. Everyone would be talking about it. Everyone's firing up a Twitter space. All the national media outlets are going live. Emergency. Deshaun Watch. He's signed. Da 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 da. Like, so that hasn't happened yet. That has not happened yet. Officially official. That's about all I'm going to do. I don't care other than that. Copy, paste. So, as we talked about, Eddie said that dude just got unverified. That would be terrible. Hey, but someone was talking about that though. Like, if you have a verified account and you're in the business of, presenting like legitimate information to your whoever, and if like someone was like, man, if you put out like incorrect reports at like a certain rate, it feels like you should get your blue check taken away. Like, I think there's that guy Dan Silo who just be putting out the most craziest reports, and none of them ever come true. It's like, at what point do we just like take the check away? All right. Let's see. All kinds of stuff going down. What is this? Hold on. Feels so anticlimactic to have a guy that no one recognizes break the Deshaun Watson news and no one says anything about it. No one's saying anything about it. Oh, here we go. And our favorite fake news caller outer. I mean, say what you want about Benjamin Albright. He is tapped in and he will get the information, and he loves shooting down fake reports. All right, here it comes. Now we're getting all the fake news. Aaron Wilson of the who reports specifically out of Texan for PFN 365 says Deshaun Watson has not made a decision and is still weighing his options as he weighs this major decision on which team to waive the no trade clause for, according to a league source. Falcons, Saints are leaders for the 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback per sources. So just like Benjamin got, he said, just got fake news text on the Watson report. He may choose Atlanta, but as of this second, not done. So we'll see. We will see. This is why, like, and again, this is a guy with a blue check. This guy who's probably spent lots of time, building up a reputation. This is why the sources game is like, oh, it is tough. It is tough business because if you get a scoop, and again, I get scoops. I get scoops all the time. I just don't say anything because it's not worth it to be wrong on, if that makes sense. Because I've heard and seen plenty of things where I believe things were real, but they didn't happen. So if you were to go out and tweet like, hey, I think this is going to happen based on legitimate information that you're getting, it can change. And when it changes, you look like a doofus. And I don't want to look like a doofus, and no one wants to. No one wants to be in that situation. No one wants to find themselves like, again, having good information, having it come from a credible source, and then just something changes because these things are fluid. They're very fluid. Things can change. We talk about it all the time. We talk about 95%, everything that leads up into a deal getting done, you would say 100%, right? And there's so much that happens in the 95 percentile, but everything changes in that last 5% before a deal gets done. Everything gets hammered out. Everything gets connected in that last 5%. So that's why sometimes being early, even though you might be getting correct information, things can change. And if they change and you've put something out, feel bad. So hopefully it's not fake news just for that man's sanity. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, look at this. I'm not gonna lie, this is still fun to watch. Still fun to see. Fun to look at. Wait, did I post this on? I did. Still fun to look at. I did see reports. I did see reports that the 49ers were in on trying to get a big name wide receiver. I saw reports as well of them talking about uh, Allen Robinson. They were potentially kicking the tires. Due diligence on Allen Robinson. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see what the 49ers do coming up here. But man, a lot of start and stopping going on. A lot of starting going on. What's this? Oh, Matthew Stafford commercial. I don't care about Matthew Stafford. All right. So I guess we're calling it fake news for now. No Deshaun Watson decision yet. Again, we still haven't gotten a report from Josina Anderson. We haven't got a report from Schefter, Ian Rappaport, Aaron Wilson. I trust big time. He's big, and he's ultra tapped in specifically to the Texans. He covers the NFL as a whole, but he specifically covers the Texans. Sheesh. All right. So again, we're about 10 minutes away. Oh, I forgot it's St. Patrick's Day too. Did you guys know St. Patrick's Day? I completely forgot. That it was St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. All right. What else we got? Anything of note? Leo Collins visiting the Bengals. R.I.P. R.I.P. Dang it. Pain. All I know is pain. All I know is pain. Give me Collins, please. But with what money? We can't. Oh. Gosh, man. Gosh, give me Collins. Media. Give me Collins. Do not let him go to the Bengals because they're going to throw all the money at him. Please don't. Damn it, he's going to go. He's going to sign with the Bengals. What are we doing? We're all watching Twitter at the same time because we gotten reports that Deshaun potentially picked Atlanta. Then they're refuting those. Now again, this is a guy. If you don't follow Aaron Wilson, he's a guy that you would like to follow, in my opinion. I might as well just retweet this while I'm at it. This is a guy that I trust. I followed him for some time. He doesn't have a blue check, but I know he's locked in. And I know he's locked in specifically with the Texans. So again, but it feels like it's close. Does it not? It feels like we are close. It feels like it should be announced soon. I hope so. I need it. I want it. I want clarity. 49er fans want peace of mind. They want peace of mind over the quarterback conversation. Save 2 downloads. Save. Because until the 49ers sign Jimmy Garoppolo, until they move Jimmy Garoppolo, this is my vibe right here. This is how I'm gonna be until Jimmy Garoppolo gets moved. I'm just gonna be chilling like this. Get me a green hat. Get me a pot of gold. Get me some old handmade leather shoes. Just call me a leprechaun until the dang 49ers move Jimmy Garoppolo, because my gosh, it feels like we are going to be here for some time. Feels like we're going to be out here for some time. But this is my vibe. This is my mood. This is how I'm going to be moving on Twitter. Again, if you follow me on my personal on Twitter, you've seen me goofing. I'm goofing. Everyone can be all serious about this. I am posting maximum memes. We're in peak meme territory right now for me personally, because I know it's getting serious. And when things start to get serious, I just post memes. So rather than pivoting to hard-hitting journalism, hard-hitting analysis, hard-hitting just definitive breakdowns, I'm posting memes. That's where I'm headed. I'm headed to straight goofery town because how many times can we talk about the same? It's like every day we're talking about the same thing, but it's repackaged in a different perspective because a little bit different news has changed. So it's crazy. I want to ask the chat this. What do you guys think about this move for the upcoming Charvarius Ward presser? Do you guys want to do a simulcast? Do you want to do a simulcast where I can pull it up on the screen, get the volume up, and we can stay in the chat and we can watch the simulcast the Ward interview, or we could shut it down and we can migrate. We could migrate over. I get a lot of yeses. All right, I'll pull it up. All right, we'll simulcast it. Good answers. I like it. We'll simulcast it. We'll do live reactions. We'll talk about it. We'll make comments on what Charvarius is talking about. What kind of silly questions are asked. Maybe we can run prop bets on how long Eric Branch's opening question will be. I'll start the over under at 2 minutes. First question from Eric Branch is going to take 2 minutes to get asked, and then once he asks it, they're going to ask him what was just asked, and then once he clarifies the question, that's when we stop the timer. That was a joke. Don't get too upset. It's a joke. Shout out Eric Branch. All right. So it's gonna start. when we're gonna have to make some Charizard memes, man, with Ward. With Ward for sure. For sure. All right, let me get it set up. I'm gonna get the stream pulled up. Let's go. And shout out the 49ers, bro. Former Vikings defensive tackle Michael Pierce is going to the Ravens on a 3-year, $16.5 million deal. We got to move. All right. But as I was saying, shout out the 49ers, man, for making these pressers available. Shout out to them for making these available. That's not the one I wanted. All right, presser should start in about 4 to 5 minutes. This is the one that I want. There we go. All right. Let's go full screen. Once it gets going, I'll be quiet and I'll turn the volume up. Got to show love in the chat. Oh yeah, baby. These are the vibes. SDS through the good and the bad. And I will not be quiet, Cap. I'm going to make it so we don't even hear what Ward is saying. And you just have to listen to me basically transcribe it. Deal with it, Cappy. Shout out Cap. Cap's a legend. Cap's a legend. Sean's a legend. Cash is a legend. Harris is a legend. SoCal's a legend. Jesus is a legend. Draft Scout legend. Hendricks is a legend. 420, I've been seeing you a little bit more around. You're heading there, baby. Keep grinding in the chat. We got Justin, probably director of Sourdough Scouts at this time. I might, if I had to give a role, I'm probably giving director of the Sourdough Scouts to Justin. We got lots of peeps in here, bro. Rocking with the SDS. Joyce be in here a lot. Shout out Joyce. Joyce is becoming a very, very faithful member of the SDS. Just want to shout out all the homies, man. We see a lot of new people in here. So we appreciate all you guys that are new, vibing with us. Chat's very important to our group here. The chat is very important to our group here. So we got the mod squad, we got SDS, and we appreciate everyone who vibes with us. Again, don't got to agree on anything and everything, but we are going to have good conversations about these things. So shout out to chat, baby. Shout out to chat. Yeah, Travis, Ward is about to talk. They got it in less than 50 seconds. He should be going live. We will see Charizard here very soon. We will. I appreciate you, my boy. Appreciate you. Ooh, I like this. Oh, look, if you go comment, you can pull up your you get on the live multiple times. You get on the live multiple times. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate all the good vibes, man. I really do. Your guys' vibes keep me going. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all you. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got Sasquatch. All right, hold on a sec. All right, we're going to do sound tests. Hold on. All right. We got sound. Check. Where's the sound? They don't play sound, right? I don't think they play sound. We'll see. Oh, look, I see you guys. Let's go. We got Media saying what's up. What's up, Media? We got Jesus in here. Let's go. We see you. Let's go. SDS squad. A live within a live. Squad. Oh, someone educate this man's. Someone educate this man's on the legend of SDS. He doesn't even know. Let's go. We see the squad. Oh, SDS turning up. Oh, baby. SDS turning up over here. We got Charizard going up. We got SDS everywhere. Charizard, Ward, SDS. Look, this guy's like, who is SDS? Who's SDS? Let's go, Harris. Bro, people who don't know us are like, what is going on? I do see this. I do see it. This is funny. Let's go, Bread Gang. in the building. I do see you. Hi, Harris. I will not be quiet. I will not be silenced unless Ward comes on. Then I'll be quiet. Until then, I'm not. Shout out the squad. Oh, I like this one. I'm signing officially to be the water boy. Water boy gang, let's go. Let's go. Oh, boy. You guys are taking over, baby. Let's go, Sean. We see the squad. Let's go, EJ. EJ doesn't like me highlighting emojis. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'll be quiet now.
I need to have my hair kind of nappy.
He said my hair kind of nappy. Let's go.
Thank you.
What did you see from the 49ers?
Oh, good opening comment.
Talented team, great coaches, great players. I feel like I fit in well here. It's a perfect fit, in my opinion.
Hi, and welcome to San Francisco. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm curious, what are you most looking forward to moving to the Bay Area?
Moving to the Bay Area, it's a new environment. It's California. It's great weather. I'm pretty sure it's great people out here. I just want to get out in the community, make friends, show my face, and just be a help to the community, to the people.
Charvarius, starting out as an undrafted player and then signing this contract, what has that been like for you over these last few years?
It's a dream come true. Like, I worked hard all my life for this opportunity. All my hard work finally paid off. I feel like I've been working all my life for this, and I finally got it done. I feel like I got a long way to go still. I can continue to get better. I mean, in life and in football as well, and I'm going to continue to do that.
Charvarius, I read about a hip injury that you dealt with as a kid, and I'm wondering how that, if that injury helped kind of shape who you are today, and if so, how did it do that?
It was an obstacle as a kid. Like, I was on crutches in the wheelchair. So it was kind of foreign territory to me. Like, I was kind of handicapped at a very young age, but I feel like it made me stronger growing up. It made me closer with my family as well. Like, they had to take care of me, had me do all types of things that I couldn't do on my own, just being handicapped like that. And it made me a stronger kid and a better man, I guess.
Charvarius, congratulations. Over your 4 seasons in the NFL, as you earned this second contract, what's the biggest lesson that you've learned from covering opposing receivers and then working against opposing NFL quarterbacks?
This experience, I learned how to play the game, be a true professional. I've gotten better every year I've been in the NFL. It's a lot of great receivers in the NFL, and I just know I had to up my game to be a great corner in the NFL.
Charvarius, you weren't obviously invited to the combine. You weren't drafted. Did you get a lot better when you got to the NFL, or did teams just not recognize how good you were when you were in college?
It could be a bit of both. I know I had talent coming out. I was kind of underlooked, but I mean, they see what I can do now, I guess.
Charvarius, the 49ers drafted one of your college teammates in Richie James. I'm sure a guy you practiced against a lot and got to know pretty well. Was there any communication with the 49ers at that point? Did they show any interest in you? And also, what was your relationship like with Richie?
Coming out of college, I mean, my agent talked to a lot of teams coming out of college because I went undrafted, so he talked to a lot of teams after the draft. We was determining where I wanted to sign, and ultimately I chose a different team, but I'm where I'm supposed to be now. My relationship with Richie, I mean, we was good friends. I mean, he helped me out. I helped him out. I didn't really talk to him during this entire process. He congratulated me after my signing, but I mean, Richie a great dude. I like him.
Charvarius, welcome to the Bay Area. Kate Rooney with Con 4 Sports. Wondering how you can assess your own personal skill set and see what you can really bring to the 49ers that they might be lacking in the secondary.
I don't feel like they lacking in much. I'm just bring a lot of energy, a lot of joy, a lot of enthusiasm. Just young talent. I mean, the coaching staff, they seem happy to have me. I'm happy to be here, and I'm ready to get this thing started.
Charvarius, how familiar are you with the 49ers scheme and the players that are on the roster? How do you see yourself fitting in that way?
I talked to the coaches. We had a good conversation. They're excited to have me. I'm excited to be here. And whatever plan they got for me, I'm going to execute it to my best abilities.
Why did you skip a year in high school? And second part of that would be, how did that sort of affect you going into college? Were you younger than everybody else those first couple of years at Hines?
No, I was in my right grade because I did 2 years in kindergarten. So by the time I got to the high school, I was making great grades. I think I had a 3.7 or maybe a 4.0. I can't really remember. But I had great grades, so that just put me back in my correct grade. And I did 3 years in high school because of that.
I'm sure you may have seen the Rams sign Allen Robinson. They have Cooper Kupp. They have Robert Woods. Maybe they'll keep Odell. You obviously played them twice. Is that a challenge that you guys look forward to?
Most definitely. They got talent, but we got talent too. So may the better man win. I'm bet on myself. Yes, sir.
Charvarius, sorry about that. Do you have any experience covering the slot? And is that something you've talked about with Niners doing here?
I got experience doing everything. I've been in the NFL 4 years. I mean, I've covered inside, outside. I blitzed a little bit. I mean, whatever this coaching staff want me to do, I promise you I'm going to do it to the best of my ability, and they won't be disappointed. Nor will the fans be disappointed.
Along those lines, how comfortable are you with press coverage? It seems like that's been something you've been doing for quite a long time, going back to certainly Middle Tennessee State.
Oh, yeah, that's my specialty. Like, I work on it a lot in the offseason, and I feel like that's why this coaching staff brought me here. So I'm going to continue to excel in that and get better in that.
Sure, this is obviously a big payday for you. Do you have any thoughts on, I mean, are there certain things that you want to purchase? Yeah. I'm sure you've given this some thought, right?
I'm going to save my money. I'm going to buy my mama a house, help my family out, and I'm going to save my money. Maybe I invest into some things, but for the most part, I'm going to save my money. I'm going to get some more dogs, though. I like dogs.
More dogs? What kind of dog do you have?
I have a pit bull and a buddy. I want a Yorkie, though. I want a small house dog. Some that's not as aggressive. My dogs are just big, too playful.
Can you take us through the last couple of days, how the process was in going through free agency? It's been a little crazy. And how you had to,
I was crying. Like, I was so overwhelmed with emotion. I was like, when my agent first told me the deal was done, I just started like shaking. I don't know why I was shaking, but like I was just shaking and just tears started streaming down my face because like, I mean, all that hard work finally paid off. Like I came from a long way. Like growing up, it was rough. So now just to like be living your dream, to be getting paid to play football, it's just a dream come true. Like it's not a job. It's something I love to do. And I'm just thankful for the 49ers for believing in me and giving me the opportunity to come here and play ball, to continue my career out here. So it's just been a lot of emotion. My mama been happy. She been telling everybody about her baby, like signing this contract. So I mean, it's definitely a dream come true. Like I love this feeling.
Last two?
Have you met D'Amico Ryans yet? And even if not, are you excited to be able to play for a defensive coordinator that used to be a star player?
Yeah, I just met D'Amico an hour ago. So he's young, energetic, enthusiastic. He said he liked my ability, he loved my talent. We locked in. I got his phone number. He got my phone number. I hit him up whenever I need something, and we gonna get this thing rolling real soon. He seemed like a very cool man.
One more question on the dogs. What are the dogs' names and how old are they?
My boy dog names is Deuce. I named him Deuce because he was my second dog I ever had. I think he just turned 6 years old, maybe 2 weeks ago. And I got a girl named Aiko. I lived in Aiko, so I named Aiko after the singer, and she just turned 1 year old. So yes, ma'am. I saw. Man, they got some whack ass.
Hold on.
Go so I
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
My boy dog names is Deuce.
Hold
I
on.
named him Deuce because he's my second dog I ever
Hold
had.
on.
And I got a girl named Aiko.
Hold on. Wait for
Aiko,
then.
so I named Aiko after the singer.
Wait for then.
She just turned 1 year old. So yes, ma'am. I saw. Man, they got some whack ass.
They asked me some whack ass questions. This dude, quarterback one. Let's freaking go. This is my MVP. This is my MVP. Oh my God. Oh, hold on. I gotta tweet this out.
We have never been accused of being
Okay.
flashy.
Be quiet.
Fancy.
Hold on.
I mean,
Go away.
seriously.
No, go away. Charvarius Ward is not a fan of the questions he was asked in his first intro in his introductory presser with 49ers media. Oh my God. It is like constant. Oh my goodness. Dang. They got, oh boy. They got slayed. Bro. What are we doing, man? I'm sorry, man. I listened to every single one of these press conferences, bro. I listened to every one of these, and that seems to be the pretty standard sentiment. Oh boy, I love this kid. Oh my God. I cannot. Oh my God. They got to let me in. They got to let me in one of these days. They got to let me in. The question, now, he's spitting facts, though. He's spitting facts. Again, Oren Burks comes in, and they spent 5 minutes talking to this guy because they didn't have any other questions. Like, what? How do you have a new guy and we can't ask more than 5 minutes worth of questions? What are we doing? Oh boy, what? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. I'm damn, bro. I forget which reporter got roasted on the way out from Debo last press conference that Debo had. He roasted someone on his way out. My goodness, dude. Tell me about when you were in the 5th grade and you skinned your knee on the playground. Tell me about, so, you know, when you were in high school and you went to homecoming, what color corsage did you get your date? Did you guys have matching, dress to tux ratio when you went to prom? Tell us about what went into that decision and the thought processes moving forward once you saw your date and that your colors matched. What did that feel like to you? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, man? What questions would I have asked Ward? Great question. So one of the first things that I would have been talking about is like, okay, the 49ers face a very, very tough wide receiver competition within this division. You have DeAndre Hopkins, you have DK Metcalf, you have Cooper Kupp. Now you add Allen Robinson to the mix. All big-bodied wide receivers that can move. When we profile you out, Charvarius Ward, as a cornerback, we see someone who matches up with said bigger body cornerbacks. Do you feel that is where your strength in your game lies? Do you feel like you can be a piece that can come in and help neutralize and help aid this defense under D'Amico Ryans within the scheme that he plays? Do you feel like your traits come on, man, talk about the guy. Talk about his skill set. Talk about what he's good at. Like, talk about football. Talk about football. Oh, God. What was it like, getting to be around and facing off against guys like Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in practice? Did those guys make you better? Were you able to do things like that? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Just saying. I thought that was funny. Purina. Oh, God. I love it. I love it. Hey, man, I'll be in there one day. I'm patient. I'm patient. I'll be in there one day. I ain't tripping. And if they don't let me in, I'll just do my own thing like I've always done. If they don't let me in, I'll just do my own thing like I always do. It's all good. I ain't tripping off nothing. But come on, man. Like, oh. Ooh, this would have been a good one. Favorite Pokemon. Oh, goodness gracious. My goodness, man. I swear. Independent content creators to the moon. I'm just saying, man. Independent content creators to the moon. Like, oh, man. I think that's funny. I think it's funny, man. I think it's funny. But yeah, hey, it is what it is. It's almost like we can almost like guarantee like what the questions are going to be asked, almost like. Oh, son of a gun. You guys are freaking awesome. I didn't see the chat. To be honest with you. I went full screen. And yeah, so I didn't see the chat going live. I was trying to report on some of what he was saying. So I wasn't watching the chat. But if you guys took over the 49ers chat, we appreciate you. Shout out to SDS. We see you guys. Because I saw it in the beginning, for sure. I saw it in the beginning. Oh my gosh. Gabe says the SDS takeover was something serious. I hope I can see. I got to go find out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please keep going. Please keep going. Please keep going with these questions. Oh, jeez. Oh, this would have been a good one. This would have been on point. Wheels or doors, Charvarius? Ragu or Prego? Oh my goodness. Is water overrated? Oh my gosh, is water overrated? I'm dead. I am dead. Do you wear sandals with or without socks? Depends on what the sandals are. If it's Tevas and you wear socks, red flag. If it's slides and you wear socks, all good. Milk with your coffee or black? Do you put your left or right sock on first? Oh my god, boxers are briefs. Is hot dog a sandwich? Oh, this is a straight roasting. Have you ever folded a finish? Oh, this would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. I'm dead, bro. I'm dead. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Whew. That was funny. That was hilarious. Oh, my God. He roasted him, bro. He roasted him. He roasted him. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. All right. Keep them coming. But let's talk about Charvarius. Let's talk about Charvarius. What do we like him? Do we like him? Do we like him? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Oh, boy. That was hilarious. Oh, my gosh. I can't even. We should all, if you guys all have Twitter, you should start just dropping these questions, just up, no context. Everyone just start dropping like this, just Uber or Lyft, ? No context. Like, we have like 300 people in the chat. If everyone in this chat went to their Twitter and just started dropping no context questions, spoon or fork, medium or well done steak. Oh my god. All right, let me get one out. I'll get one out. I'll start it. Let's go. What do we want? I need to come up with a good one. That water one had me dying. What do we want? Okay. This one's not that good, but I'll get it started. It's not that good. I'll get it started. It's not that good. I said Hulu or Netflix. Again, just wanted to get it out. You guys have had way better ones than I've had. You guys have had way better ones than I have. But my goodness. So good. I love Charvarius, man. I love Charvarius. I love Charvarius already. Everyone just I tweeted it out to a bunch of random people. They're like, yeah, Hulu. My goodness. I am dying right now. See, I'm glad we simulcast that, because we wouldn't have been able to experience that moment together. We would have, but it would have been there had already been a chat going. Oh my God. I can't, man. I can't. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a wild time to be alive, baby. What a wild time to be alive. That was fun. Look at all the questions in the chat, bro. It's insane. That's all it is. It's just questions. This or that? This or that? Which one is it? This or that? Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting that, man. I was not expecting that. That was funny, bro. That was funny. I like this one. Have you ever been to Disneyland? When I was a kid, when I was held back in kindergarten, for 2 times, I went to Hulu. Or Hulu. What am I talking about? I'm reading tweets as I am trying to talk. Oh. I was not expecting to laugh like that. I was not expecting to laugh like that at all, bro. I was not expecting to laugh like that. Oh boy. That was funny, dude. So I think we could all agree. I'm gonna tweet this out at the same time. I think we all agree that Charvarius Ward is a national treasure. Wouldn't you agree? I think so. I think so. Like, right? Like, come on. Like, he talk about making an impression. Not, and we start to get a glimpse a little bit, like, on a serious note, like, you start to get a little bit of a glimpse. Like, he seems like a cerebral person. He seems like an emotionally intelligent person. He seems like someone who sees big picture, understands what it's like to kind of go through some adversity early on, and not taking things for granted. Honestly, if you're new to the team, this should be the first question. If you're brand new to the team, this should be the first question. Have you bought your Jerry Rice jersey? Yes or no? Because if you haven't, you're not a real 49er player. You have to own a Jerry Rice jersey if you want to be considered a player as well. That was so good. That was hilarious. Oh my gosh. That turned out to be way more entertaining than I anticipated. We got a little viral moment from it. Oh, we got hashtag. We got a hashtag going. Oh no. Niners says boxers or briefs. Hashtag whack ass question. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's funny. We got a hashtag going already. I mean, it's a dub for Ward, in my opinion. I don't think Ward. You can lose press conferences. You can absolutely lose press conferences. This isn't a loss. This is a win. Based on the current climate, that's a win. That is absolutely freaking hilarious. I love it. He seems really smart too. Just the ability to talk through his thought processes and all that. My goodness. That was hilarious.
Keep Odell. You obviously played him twice. Is that a chance? I'm sure you may have seen the Rams. I'm sure you may.
Ahí está. Man, they did some whacking.
Oh man. I gotta post something to Instagram. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm having too much fun right now to even be able to try and rationalize what the hell I'm gonna post to Instagram. Do I want to post screenshots of my tweets? Do I want to go straight for the neck and post him taking shots? Do I post a just a good soundbite from him? Oh boy. That was hilarious, dog. That was funny.
I'm sure you may have seen the Rams.
I'm freaking dead over here. What a time. What a time to be alive. That was funny. Golly. Hilarious. All right. So that was fun. Simulcast ended up being a win. So Charvarius Ward proved to be a national treasure. I mean, what a legend. What a freaking legend. I've got good vibes so far for Charvarius Ward. I like his energy. I like everything that he said. I love the shot at the end. Oh, man. That was the full package. That was the full package right there. That was hilarious, dude. That was hilarious. Oh my goodness. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. This could be our last live. It could, but if the Deshaun Watson news breaks, if Jimmy, of course, gets moved, any potentially any moves that actually move the needle, I'll probably hop back on here later tonight. But if nothing happens and it stays quiet, then we'll go from there. But my goodness. Okay, so all right, I'm just gonna say this. Next time there's a YouTube presser, we all got to just start dropping questions. just like you guys are doing. Just drop the questions. Just take over the chat. Next 49ers YouTube presser is just like hot Cheetos or Ruffles. Which one do you like? All that good stuff. Oh, that was good. That was fun. So oh, that was a good press conference. That was much better. That was much better than the Oren Burks one. And Oren Burks had nothing to do on him. So, hey, it is what it is, man. My goodness, that was good. That was good. That was good stuff. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which one? Which one? Definitely not me. Definitely not me. Not even in the same realm. But hilarious. You guys are still going. You guys are still going. Love it. Love it. So good. All right, man. All right, we'll be back. I appreciate you, Willie. I appreciate everyone in the SDS. I appreciate everyone who stuck around. Appreciate everyone who vibed. Now we got an inside joke now that is going to last us forever, as long as Charvarius Ward is around these parts. Man, we got some. That was some good stuff. That was some good stuff. So that will stick with us forever, man. That will stick with us forever. So, biggest takeaway from Charvarius Ward: legend, well-spoken, cerebral. Already love his story, and he's one of us. I'll just say that. He's one of us. He's one of us. Charvarius is one of us, and you love to see it. So we protect Charvarius at all costs. That man is a saint. He's a legend. He's a scholar. I'm sure he has many leather-bound books, and his apartment smells of rich mahogany. So we protect him at all costs. He is officially certified as a member, a member of this community. We tip our cap to Charvarius. Now we are very, very excited to see that translate onto the field. Charvarius, are you one of us? Shout out to SDS. You guys have been killing it today. This is one of our best simulcast streams, whatever, man. That was fun. That was hilarious. So I can't wait to vibe with you guys again, because that was a good time. So I'll be back maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We're waiting for that domino to fall. Once the domino falls, you know where we'll be. We'll be right here on live. Make sure you smash that like button if you had a good time today. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. When you come into the next live, hit that like button on your way in. Make sure you smash that SDS button if you haven't. The SDS button. We should call it the SDS button because when you hit subscribe, you become a member of the SDS. Tap in with your boy. Tap in with the crew. SDS, you guys were undefeated today. The vibes were immaculate. Appreciate all of you as always. And we will be back soon. One last thing, though, before I leave. One last thing before I leave. Is it pancakes or waffles? I don't know. We'll find